Hello and welcome to Wrestling in Mom's Basement. This is the Raw review for July 2nd. I, of course, am Patrick Young. This guy to my right wants you to know that pinching the loaf will now be called watching Raw. Joe Venuto.
It has been Monday's episode rule culminated with a porta pie because it was jam-packed with mediocre crap.
I thought it was mediocre.
It was jam-packed with crap.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. Get mediocre out of that.
The July 2nd broadcast did a little degenerate. Any excitement whatsoever for an Extreme Rules pay-per-view that feels ice cold rather than red hot on the Rules side of things, which should be the lead-in, which it should be as the lead-in to all this assumption. Also, one-dimensional angles, uninteresting storyline development, and in-ring action that filled the creative excitement for the program. It was a show that felt every bit the placeholder actually was. Also, Roman Reigns wrestled twice. I think that's a bad thing, given the quality of his work. But the fact that Bobby Roode and Elias have been as underutilized as they have over the last month is an indictment on the ring. And let's all relive the show and find what made it so incredibly unspectacular. I even felt so bad I was going to say even Jinder's been underutilized. He's a 4-day champion, at least you can do is put people over.
Yeah. I mean, you have Gable on the sidelines.
Yeah, I mean...
Jason Jordan
Bobby Roode...
Getting off of injury.
Bobby Roode, Jinder, and Elias are just the first two came to mind of major parts of overall not too long ago. That's why they came to mind.
You couldn't at least have like a good 10-minute match between Gable and Elias.
Right. Up first, Roman Reigns stuff for all styles they go to D-Name. Drew McIntyre, not D-Name, first promo.
In the opening promo, you can literally say it's formulaic. Roman Reigns opens up Raw with an in-ring promo. However, I thought that it came off rather well, considering it is an in-ring promo with Roman Reigns opening up Raw. And I thought it set up Drew, Dolph versus Seth and Roman pretty good for later in the show.
It feels like I said this every week, but overall was a completely useless opening segment in which the outcome was the out-and-out-sound of the match that could have been accomplished in pre-show WWE.com post. It's a tired booking crush when actually starting to show with that match. With a match would have been fresher. Granted, the match that they started off with. So this is the better way of doing that, I guess.
Yeah.
But start off a show with a match would be more effective and more well-received segment than the one we got. No one really said on the mic. It was offensive though. Whatever. Next 2-3 segments of the show, I'm not fully there for. My phone decided I wanted to get wet, and I missed pieces of the next 2-3 segments. But I'm going to review them anyway because I can tell you how they went down. You know, I didn't see them.
Yeah.
Up next, Curtis Axel defeated Matt Hardy.
Yeah, it was slightly better and longer than last week's version. But to me, I don't think Matt should be taking losses like this back to back. Especially from the B team, who most likely will probably not win the championship match.
Right.
I think they're starting to go downhill. I think their peak has already happened. So right now, I don't think it would be any use giving them the tag team titles. And in the process, you're sort of hurting the Woken character while doing that. The match itself, it was okay, rather short, but longer than last week's.
Okay, let's try this. The match was inoffensive, right?
Yeah.
But it did nothing to make you want to see the World Tag Team Championship match between the B team, Hardy and Wyatt, any more or less than I did before the show started.
Bingo.
And the contest featured the two better in-ring workers of each team, while also the two least dynamic in-ring workers involved in the feud that probably didn't do the contest no favors.
Yeah.
Nothing to go out of your way to see, much like the entirety of the feud to this one. All that resulted in pain defeat Titus Worldwide.
relatively, this one was fine, I guess. We're at least getting AOP sort of regularly on Raw now. It was borderline squash. Titus Borderline probably got a little bit more offense than you would like on AOP, considering it's, for all intents and purposes, after a 6-week hiatus, you're technically re-debuting last week, so it probably should be
8 week.
Or an 8-week hiatus. It technically should be more or less you're trying to reestablish them of how dominant they are. I would personally give AOP a lot more offense than they got.
The overtrain, at least I got to see out of the way. Has such an upside. It's somewhat disappointing to see them underutilized in the first few months of the reign. Hopefully, this is the start of a significant push for the duo that obliterated competition in NXT. Up next, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins defeat Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre by disqualification.
My match of the night, I thought it was a really good tag match.
There's a lot to choose from.
And there really wasn't, actually. Yeah, this was clearly my match of the night. This one actually felt like it had some energy and momentum behind it. Which is amazing because Roman Reigns is in it.
Oh, yeah.
For like the first time since WrestleMania, he actually had some momentum in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd actually really wanted to see him versus Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
I admit I want to see that myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that the two teams really coalesced rather nicely in this match. So if they do want to have a future pay-per-view match between the two sides again, I'll be all for it. Or if they just want to keep them more two seamless feud separate, that's fine by me too.
The heat for this match particularly late, as Rollins sees the hell tight Reigns result in charge and elevate it beyond your typical tag team feud.
Yeah.
The Revival's involvement makes sense because obviously they want to keep Reigns from game momentum with a big win, while also we can before the main event beyond. Ziggler and McIntyre have wicked chemistry as a team, and that was on full display here. Pretending them here, sparing them in defeat, keeps them strong, and sets up another tag match between the two teams at a later time, perhaps a SummerSlam.
I'll be okay with that.
Up next, Constable Corbin and Finn Balor have promo.
Essentially, it's literally the two rather uninteresting characters right now feuding that are trying to get major spots. I really wish I didn't say that about Finn Balor, but essentially there's really nothing to him anymore. At this point, yeah, they're smiling. Believe it or not, Joe, you I know you joked about it, but you actually may be more right than you actually realize. But him and Kelly have the same character.
And me.
Yeah, I knew. You just smile. And
I'm the second most
Corbin, don't ever give that guy a mic for a long promo.
I thought this was one of his better promos, though. He's still.
It's true, you did stay still.
He was more convinced on the mic than he was on SmackDown. There you go.
The camera was able to track him better.
Yes. Because he's not.
But I wouldn't necessarily. I need to hear Baron Corbin every week on the mic, just to progress storylines. You just need him. No, it's definitely nowhere near that.
No, he was more convinced on the mic than he was on SmackDown. I'll say that. One promo though, I have no idea who I think that was.
And Finn Balor's jokes were literally recycled from last week.
Well, so were the matches of this week.
Yeah, that's true.
I must say, I don't love it, but Corbin in the corporate suck-up role is better than I thought it was going to be so far. That. Because, I'll give them credit, I guess at least they're trying to do something different with two guys. Just their attempt at it is very bad. Next, Ember Moon defeat Liv Morgan.
Essentially, it was more or less a showcase match for Ember Moon. Pretty much Ruby Riot's not there. She may actually be injured. We'll actually see the results in the MRI, I guess, relatively soon.
Fuck.
From WWE.com.
Fuck that shit.
However, I thought Liv held her own rather nicely. For much as she could do, I thought she signed okay. And Ember wins with the Eclipse. Can't ask for more than that.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more. Where's Ruby?
Injured.
Yeah, screw that. Why did they have to curse her with injury? Not that I want to see him like the injury, but it showed to her.
They didn't curse her in the
The woman that's been carrying the damn division, mine's wrong with them, but we gotta injure her. Sorry. Not saying they injured her, but it's just my luck. Path Jarvis versus match, because it wasn't a bad match. But matches like this, though, serve to highlight how little Ember and the remnants of the Bride Squad actually have going on display. They are women wandering around aimlessly, around a roster jam-packed with superstars more prominently and focused on management than them. Sidebar, I am not talking about the Billy Sanchez stuff. If you want to talk about that, call your own therapist. Because I refuse to talk about that this week. Maybe next week. See where they go with it, but I refuse to talk about that this week. This, despite Ember and the remnants' potential and talent, they're just there. Ember win helps her for this week, but unless they trade Bill's on it, it's a meaningless victory. Speaking of that, up next, Bobby and Roman Reigns and somebody defeated the Revival by DQ. Lashley. Right?
Yeah.
A ghost will be more interesting.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily want to see this match because I had a feeling what would happen. And if it did end clean, it's exactly what would have happened.
1, 2, 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, so I'm actually happy with how it ended with the Revival, I guess, getting over early aggressive with Roman and drawing a DQ. The story of the match, however, was Roman wouldn't tag out to Lashley. Even if Lashley would dominate the Revival, he still wouldn't do it. Which, thank God, because the Revival don't have to get pinned. Because that result would be insanely obvious. The match itself, fine. Not really exciting. But I think they sort of ran out of ideas after the first 2 matches.
Won't go with the third time. The story of Reigns' ego getting the best of him and Lashley leaving him to suffer in the bed he made for himself wasn't interesting one. But after watching the big dog wrestle earlier tonight, Kickle to show him promo, and engaged with Velvet or Coswell thing, and yet it was a bit overkill. The emotional impact.
He needs Kurt Angle. Yeah. Because he can't say WWE.
The emotional impact is lacking because fans have been also Reigns because they did not believe in Lashley, and because the Revival's credibility has been shot from months of losing. That made for a segment that did not work near as well as it should have, especially when considering itself Reigns versus Lashley for the pay-per-view. Up next, Mojo Rawley and No Way Jose had promo.
Yeah, just like the last one, I tuned out on this one too. I'm just not interested in a Mojo Rawley, No Way Jose feud. That and this Raw was sort of weighing on me too.
Is it nice to see a focus being aggressive on forget Rawley? Sure. Does anyone care, or is it some leap up the ladder on all right crowd roll roster likely? No. Beating down local indie guys and Jose will not help him gain any credibility either. Up next, Nia Jax beat Mickey James. Lola Wilson and Princess.
Yeah. It was a good match. I thought probably the second best on Raw match wise.
Look, that's hard.
Yeah. It's not really that hard to get second best match on this card. You just have to be more of a competent match. In which this was. I thought it was a good match. I thought Nia did really well in her role, and Mickey's the veteran. She can always put in good work. Does this match kind of feel old? Yeah, but it's probably better than anything I could ask from this episode.
Blubber.
Blubbering in her blubber.
Thank you. Jax did a solid job of selling the injury. But I'm going to compliment that. And Mickey was booked better than she was been in months. Her in-ring expertise allowed her to target the limit punch Nia. Like most of the angles and matches on the show, it did nothing making anyone want to see a match between Nia and Alexa. Nobody wanted to see it the first 3 times. The third one was their best match, so why would you redo the match and ruin what you created Money in the Bank? Don't let me say, that was an A+ match from those two at Money in the Bank.
It's not an in-ring classic. Calm down.
No, the Money in the Bank match was for them. That was an in-ring classic. The Money in the Bank match.
No, it wasn't.
The Money in the Bank match was their best match. I don't care what anybody says.
So hey, maybe it gets better with time.
If you're going to, yeah, just better in time. This is the match I wanted to see for 4 pay-per-views in a row. Poor Alexa. Sport of Woman's mishandled. The WrestleMania match stunk, and the Backlash match wasn't much better. It was better, but it was like a D. D as in this is destined to field, because this is a Sherman Rules match. This is pretty fun. Should have been Blubber and Jar on a pole. To go with last year's kendo stick on a pole. This is literally a place there for the whole entire spring and summer. Until Ronda returns on Sherman Rules and kicks ass. But it's a placeholder for 4 months. 4-month placeholder. Bayley, Sasha, Ember, Ruby, Nikki, Natalya, all in one roster. Alexa and Nia are the 2 that were pushed the most this year so far, besides Ronda. On the same roster, just remember that.
Well, don't worry, they're not getting past Ronda at SummerSlam.
Good. What about her first? Even a namesake of Alexa Bliss agrees. Thanks. They're not getting past Ronda. Thank the Lord. They're Ronda's first 2 feuds now. They're showing the championship picture. And then, just like the women's division, the top of the women's division, shit happened in the main event. Braun Strowman defeated Kevin Owens by 10.
Yeah, it wasn't really a match. Owens, as soon as he got out of the ring, ran. He ran to his car, forgot he had his keys, hid in the porta potty. Braun finds him in the porta potty, drags the whole thing to the stage, and throws it off the stage. That was literally as quick a review I could give that to you. It was shit.
Yes, it is fun to watch Strowman display his strength and these extraordinary feats. But at some point, he goes from being a monster to a caricature. And he's tiptoeing that line right now for his own ring there.
I think he fell the fuck off.
This was stupid television. That did not further the storyline by any means. It showed us the same thing that the last 2 weeks of television. Have Strowman as a punching force, Owens is his punching bag. The only thing notable about this otherwise effective angle, the use of a porta potty, which was made most famous and done way better by Stone Cold Steve Austin and Goldust during a 1998 episode of Raw. Actually, I believe it was the first Raw of the New Year's.
Yeah, he just
in 1998 because Goldust,
right?
yeah, he stunned him and doing it. Yeah,
okay.
Because Goldust was the baby New Year, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah. See, I'm referencing the 1998 show to tie this all together.
If Jay's not going to give you his response,
I don't.
For the counseling, I'll give you afterwards.
No.
I'll give you mine afterwards, right?
No.
The counseling. The problem they're always going to run into is it's been way too late.
That's the problem.
I said the problem you're going to run into
with the feud.
With the feud.
Yeah, not with the counseling.
And when we got to it, it was great to see Dr. Shelby. I'll admit that. However, it seems like they're trying to play it off as a comedy feud now, without any jokes. That's the way the vignette kind of felt like. Essentially, it was just Sasha and Bayley imitating each other. Was their one, and the other one we got like voiceover from Michael Cole saying what they were doing, and They both looked like they were having a rough time in the counseling office. Believe it or not, I don't think it's necessarily... It's not a bad start if they add to it a little better.
Alright, now I'm coming in now.
If they add to it better. However, it's not anything what the future should be.
It's not what the future should be. It's almost needed. I don't care what they add to it now. They already ruined the feud for me. Thank you very much. Billy and Sasha, arguably, the greatest women's feud of this decade, hands down, is a comedy act on the main roster. Forget about that shit. And yes, I'm going to harp on them on their booking decisions because they deserve it. The woman that can't wrestle to plug Till Divas, whether they're not on Till Divas or not, Alexa and Carmella. Actually, Alexa's probably is featured on Till Divas because of Nia and Natalia. So. Probably, yeah. Yeah, so just to plug Till Divas and all that shit, we have two actual accomplished athletes in a comedy feud. And people probably get them credit last week for doing something right with Billy and Sasha like a year too late, but still, they did something right with them. Yeah, it was serious. Yeah, maybe it was stupid to attempt a Billy heel turn, of all people. But still, it was something different for them. And this week they go counseling. And honestly, those cliche comedy way they can do it too. Nothing happened tonight that was interesting. Nothing was good. Like Ben said, their acting's been bad. So that's not just them though. That's like, God forgive me, but every single woman on the main roster's acting is atrocious for the most part. Yes. Yeah, I mean, we have robots, some of them are robots, including the interviewers, hi Dasha. We have robots. Actually, no, I will say this, Renee and Charlie have more personality than some of the women. I'm just not harping on those two for acting. Acting's been all around the main roster for women. But, I mean, we got... It was what WWE thinks of them. It's just going to be a comedy act. The big blow-off that should be happening in Brooklyn is not going to mean much because the Women's Championship isn't with them. They actually did good. They actually had a highlight too before WrestleMania when they did the brawl in the backstage. And were they rewarded with a Women's Championship match at WrestleMania? No. They were rewarded with the Uterus Battle Royal. And tonight, this wasn't what the feud needed. You don't do something aggressive and serious last week and then go to comedy this week. I'm sorry. And no matter what they add to it next week, isn't going to change that. What was your lasting image of that segment tonight? When they said to be continued. What was the lasting image?
Dr. Sheldon.
That's what we need to do now, where this feud's going. That face that he made while hilarious from Dr. Shelby. This storyline's going to be long gone for them. And I do agree the last week was a late start, so I can't get around that. I will give them credit for finally pulling off on it, but there was no denying that was a late start. And my thing is, it's just not them, though. There's a lot of people on this show that are being booked horribly. I mean, I haven't gone on these races in a while, but you know what? Fuck that shit. Tonight's Raw was an abomination. I've been keeping quiet on the last spot for the Raw.
Alright. By the way, I was literally trying to get you to rant.
Why? Because we have so much time left?
We had time left, and plus it would have made a much more interesting video.
We got 9 minutes left, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those were terrible. It was boring, and even if they were trying even if they succeeded in even if they're trying to succeed in what they were attempting to do, it was still a horrible job.
They weren't even
it wasn't even remotely humorous, and which it shouldn't be. You're right, but they failed at what they were attempting to do. What they were doing was wrong, but they failed at what they were attempting to do.
I didn't even want to talk about them because it hurt me to watch them. For those two girls, it legit painfully hurt me watching them having to do that. But you know what? The rules been like this for a while. Last week might have been a little better episode. In the piles of trash I've been surrounded by. But that was last week. And let me just clarify, if it wasn't for last week's fucking main event, then that show will win the trash too. And the Bayley and Sasha angle last week. If it wasn't for those two things, that show would have been in the garbage bin with all the other shows. Look at that. Give Raw credit last week. Somebody else that wasn't a highlight of the show, that wasn't Ronda. Bayley and Sasha, not this week. I didn't want to talk about it because it would make me sad. Because I'm watching those two women, now I'm sad for them. I legit want to cry for them. Granted, they might not be on SmackDown every week if they haven't moved in the shake-up. But, I mean, if you fit the woman's shape on Raw's garbage, don't even get me started on the opposing side. But at least the division around Carmella is better. The division around Alexa is literally just Alexa, Nia, and everybody else is just, and Ronda. But everybody else is just treated like a cog in the machine. Alexa and Nia are the Romans of the women's division. Alexa takes more losses than Roman, but I mean, like, Roman's literally the focus and out of the men. Everybody else spins around him and Lesnar. Alexa and Nia are the Roman and Lesnar. Actually, Nia's more protected than Roman is. Which is just ruled to every single member on the fucking Anawahi family.
Alexa, shut up.
No, he said she answered to Anawahi. And if Alexa over here is related to the Anawahis, I won't be surprised.
Yeah. We can't headbutt her without her hurting, so.
Yeah, so Nia's like, shouldn't even be the most protected Anawahi member on Raw. That should be your Roman. So, you want my rant? You got 6 minutes? You want 6 minutes on the video left? Go get a rant. Is that what you want?
Yep.
I'm trying to sugarcoat these segments, saying they were attempted well. They were bullshit. Bayley and Sasha was bullshit. But they're not all. And that wasn't even the worst part of the show. That part,
That statement that if they failed what they were trying to do is an indictment on the booking team.
I wanted to cry for them, the two of them. And I pray to God that NXT gets this Fox Sports 1 deal. I do. Because by then it'll be treated as a legit third brand. And people don't know about moving to... I mean, yeah, they'll move the Raw and the shake-ups and all. But for the people all like Raw or SmackDown are being underused, or people that are treated just like fly-out garbage on Raw, it'll be a chance for them to rebirth their characters in NXT again. They might hate to say it. So, I really hope NXT does get this rumor Fox Sports 1 deal. So, for that reason alone.
I'm not as...
Vince isn't going to have a say in it.
It's on TV. Vince will have a say in it.
No, it was already said. It was said with Triple H.
Vince is still going to have a say in it. I still have that fear. It's going to be on major cable TV. If it's on Fox Sports 1. I have a feeling if it's on TV...
But it's also going to be on the network.
I mean, ECW... Vince didn't give a shit about that show, but just because it was on TV...
And it wasn't a base show.
He interfered with it.
Yeah, but it wasn't a base show.
It wasn't.
So...
However, it's not what ECW should have been.
It's everything ECW should have been. If it was a different name of the show would still be around. Right.
Probably, yeah.
Or last a lot longer. Than it did.
You call it main event or superstars then.
Yeah.
It probably would have been perfectly fine. Or NXT.
Yeah,
you can pull that anagram out.
Right, yeah. But the thing is, though, if Vince will get involved, I don't think Vince will care as much either. Because he barely knows who those superstars are anyway, probably, to be fair. But you gotta remember that Triple H isn't the one setting them up.
Vince.
Vince already has a say in terms of that.
Yeah.
Who he wants up. So Vince, he doesn't book NXT, he doesn't have a say in it. And I don't think a third show is really what Vince was doing, and especially next year. You gotta remember that next year is when this deal's gonna play, not this year. Vince is putting out $500 million already said, starting next year. January 2020.
Yeah.
For the first 2 seasons of XNL. Vince is not going to be... He's going to be around. but he's not going to be fully focused just on the product anymore. XFL is going to be his new place that you don't just shove out $500 million.
That's going to have an off season.
Yeah, eventually we'll have an off season. I think the first season will start in January, February, like it did before.
Yeah.
I don't think doesn't go combat with NFL.
No.
They're not that stupid. So
yeah, I think they're probably going to do like February to June, maybe.
But I think Vince still keeps his Triple H's baby, just maybe he has a little bit of say of things. But honestly, the people that Triple H pushes in NXT, for most of the people, I can see things pushing them. To be fair. I mean, Ricochet, for instance, is a Rey Mysterio type.
Yeah.
He's going to be a money mover, I think, on the main roster. EC3 is honestly main roster more than he's NXT. I'm not going to lie to you. Alistair, I know Vince is high on.
Oh, yeah.
Adam Cole, Vince knew his name. So, and you got your big men too, like the Larses, who Triple H does push, and people like that. So, it would be kind of hard to screw up NXT. Why I think Triple H and Vince have a similar mindset. Triple H just does have to connect stories a lot better.
Yeah.
As long as he keeps Triple H in charge of it, and he just has a little say in it, it'll go well. But you can't tell somebody like a Bayley or a Sasha or a fucking Finn at this point. I was always a big proponent of Dolph and recent shake-offs and drafts going to NXT. If there's somebody I will give the role creative team on, it is Dolph.
Oh, yeah.
And Drew and Seth and Roman, but that's about it. But like, yeah, that's why I didn't want to talk about Bayley and Sasha, because it legit hurt me. Yeah, okay, you get hurt over a TV show. Yeah, well, it's more of a TV show when you literally watch your careers grow. So fuck you. Like, thank God my phone needed to be blow dried. That's a swear for Wednesday. Because
We had more time.
I broke for them. I broke for them. Finn. That's another. That one just leaves you speechless with Finn. Bobby Lashley might be the biggest waste of space on the fucking roster. It's not even his fault. He might just be the biggest waste of space on this fucking roster. Between all 4 shows. Between all 5 shows they have. Pay this guy this much money to do this crap. The guy has no reaction whatsoever. And tonight was supposed to be a heel turn for him or Roman. Thank the heavens above, because the fans care a hell of a lot more. Or it seems like the fans would rather cheer Roman than Lashley at this point.
Yeah.
And there's not much else for me to say. This show's garbage. Everything that Triple H creates